can't expect you to be like me, like me. You don't have the proper ID. You compare me to anything else. I'm a rare breed. I can't expect you to be like me. Yo, what? I'm a legend where I'm from. 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 I'm a legend where I'm from.
Welcome to No Nonsense Hip Hop. I'm Tiptoe.
Sorry.
We got the giggles. I'm joined by Morgan and Allie, and this is an appreciation episode for Kxng Crooked. We're gonna give him his flowers because we understand that he is one of the biggest underrated goats in the industry, and we just really appreciate all he does for the RC community, for hip hop, and for sobriety, and just all the jewels he gives, and the fact that he takes time out of his day to even communicate with us is just simply amazing. On top of that, he has excellent music.
Yeah, I think
lyricist.
Not just underrated, but just so underappreciated as
Definitely.
well, right? I think a lot of people, people who know him, I think do rate him really highly,
right?
As a lyricist and all that, but he's just unappreciated. I don't feel that he gets enough.
Outside of the RC community, anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, the RC community gives him flowers pretty often.
Oh,
It's just outside of it, I think.
Yeah,
I agree. Even amongst his some of the up and coming artists that don't understand, or artists that have been here, say 10 years or less, I don't think a lot of them give him the flowers he deserves in what exactly he does. He's created so much for hip hop, like the weeklies. He had the show, God, what's it called? One Shot. And they stole it from him and created Rhythm and Flow, where they pick who had the best flows and all, rap, who was the best artist. They stole that show from him. He's done the COB merch, which is taking off famously, and he's got COB chapters in other countries, in other states, that are all in cahoots with the COB. He's a member of Slaughterhouse. He was with Death Row. He was with he is signed to Shady Records. I don't think people understand the depth of where he comes from in hip hop, just in hip hop.
Yeah, and I feel that a lot. I mean, I'll admit I'm new-ish to Crook. Like, I haven't been with him the whole time or anything, but after my sort of 10-year break from hip hop and music, but I've gone back and listened to it and learned about it. But I think a lot of people don't, they kind of look at the last few years, right? So they might kind of go, maybe Good versus Evil. They think about the weeklies, the stuff he's done, but they don't go back and realize he has been doing this for a very, very long time.
20 plus years.
Yeah.
I mean, he was on Corrupt's first album.
Yeah. I was just listening to that song when he talks about that. That's on
let's see.
What the fuck is going on here? Isn't that on there?
Yeah.
Where he talks about I was 19 rapping with
I think it is. Yeah.
That's What the Fuck Is Going On. That's a weekly, one of the weeklies that he's doing that.
Yeah.
But if I go down, that Corrupt album is a classic in my opinion, and Crook at that age delivered fabulously on it. I think he was one of the shining lyricists on that album, and a lot of people overlooked him at that point. I think I've been following him since he started, because I am from the West Coast, so I've known about him for a very long time. I'm new to social media, believe it or not. I've only been on social media for like a year and a half, because I too, like freshman, was very against it. I hated it. Maybe 2 years now. But when I joined Discord and being an admin and mod and supporting other up and coming artists, we had to promote them. And that's what started to where I got to really get to know Crook better.
Yeah.
Because I've always liked his music, but on social media, Sober House, the conversations him and I have had. I mean, he even did that intro for me for the YouTube site for, and I mean, he said he'd do a concert in my backyard. Like I can't see any other artist in his up in his level
Being
of
that
greatness
involved.
to be that involved with his fans like that
Yeah.
and to do stuff like that for no charge. Like
Right.
I
Just for the love of it.
Yeah, I think
and
he seems
just
to really enjoy it, like having the the rap discussions,
I
you
think
know,
he
on Twitter. And
appreciates, that's the difference. He appreciates his fan base and he appreciates the RC community. He's
Mhm.
always shouting out the RC community in interviews.
yeah,
And that's the difference. There are artists out there that have fans that don't even really appreciate them to that extent, to where they're gonna say, yeah, I'll do a concert in your backyard.
Right.
right.
You know what I mean? Like
It's the openness, and to, you know, just to embrace a community of people who love rap the way we do,
Right.
and to have the discussions about that. And you know, the fact that there is this sort of RC community that's developed now. It's how we all met,
Right.
you know, how we all
Right.
started this, and you know, the
Yes.
friends that we've all, you know, that friendships that have been made just because,
Exactly.
you know, of Crooks kind of wanting to create a community of people who want to talk about rap and hip hop in this way,
Right.
be positive about it, you know, kind of, and
Yeah.
have a depth to it.
So I mean,
And-
I'm regretfully not very. I'm new to Crook too. So, but I started watching like the Cook's Corner, the
Mm.
video, the
Oh,
interviews
yeah.
and stuff. So I mean, I didn't even get on Twitter until, you know, over the last year, and he's the reason why I even downloaded the app, because I hated it. But I came on just for Crook, and I realized that through him he was able to connect me with people that I don't have in my actual personal life, who actually enjoy the music in the same capacity. So just the way he connects people across the globe, across the world, because
Right.
Allie's not even here in the States.
Exactly.
And we have other
See,
friends, right? And in India, in New Zealand, in Canada, all over the world. And
Right.
it's amazing how just one person can connect that many people with not just his music, but him himself, just
Right.
Right.
being him.
That's another thing he's given to hip hop, to the culture, is Crook's Corner.
Right.
Mm.
Giving interviews and letting us see, like Rakim. That interview he did is one of my favorites.
Unbelievable.
One of my favorites. I love it. He got you know, but Rakim for me was my favorite.
He
the
seems so easy to talk to. I
Yeah.
think that's
He
what's so
is.
great about it, is that all these other rappers and these artists can open up to him, because he's so
accessible.
Right.
he's personable. So people
Yeah.
don't have a problem being open
And
with him.
and the
Right.
fact that they're really good in-depth interviews about hip hop and
Right.
about, you know, it's not sort of ridiculous questions. I mean, I know like in the M1, you know, some of the stands questions that were sent in about like food and shit, and you just
I
cares?
hate
Who
those
cares?
questions.
but I know. But you know, most of it is just him talking to people about hip hop, and I could listen to Crook talking to these guys all day. Like I would,
Right.
you know, give me a 10-hour conversation of Crook and Rakim or Black Thought or M or Joel or whoever. Just
Right.
give me that,
The-
because that's
yeah.
incredible to watch and listen to.
Right. I also I think it's a great platform he's created, the RC community, where we could actually give our honest opinion, and he's not gonna crucify us like, you know, like I keep saying him, but West Side Gun came and tried to chop my fucking head off.
Yeah.
Fuck you, bro. Fuck you.
She ain't over it yet.
No, I'm just saying that I really appreciate Crook for that. He's really down to earth, and here's the most important part. He has studied hip hop to be able to perform at the level he's at.
Mhm.
His
Yeah.
lyricism and syllable rhyming he's one of the greats, and people need to understand that it's not just about, you know, people can say, well, I don't like his beats, whatever, dude, but you cannot tell me he is not
Yeah.
sitting there doing his thing, his cadences and all of that, and just the person he is. Like Sober House came on at a time where I'm gonna be 16 years clean, but at the time I did kind of need it, and there were people out there that really needed it, and he did.
Well,
that.
I said, you know, we spoke before on the Royce appreciation. You know, that for me, Sober House was a really big thing for me too. I wasn't ready to talk at that point, but just to listen to people and just to have a community, and it felt, you know, especially because like we were in lockdown, I couldn't go anywhere, I couldn't talk to anyone. And just to have that, and the way he's just created all of this, and it just comes from him being who he is,
right? And
you know, and being you know, it seems, you know, he's a nice, genuine guy, and that really comes across in his interviews and the way he interacts with people. And I, you know, it's funny though that, you know, we talk about him being underappreciated or whatever, despite all the skill, and you kind of think like, what is it that has led people to overlook him? Like what?
I think they're uninformed in a sense to where they're looking at a lot of people look to what's hot right now. A lot of the hip hop community is out there, Griselda, you know, all that, but they're overlooking like other artists, and I think Crook is one of those. But if you ask any artist that is well informed in hip hop, like Ransom, even Griselda, any of them, they're gonna say Crook is one of the illest. Crook is one of the greats.
Right. Well, as many features as he's done, it'd be hard to say you've never heard him. Honestly.
Right, exactly.
Like you can't say that you've never heard of him because he does so many features.
He's everywhere. He's like,
and on different levels with people that are well known and people that aren't. So I mean, every part of the community, you find him there. So like, there's no excuse at this point. I think.
I just think they're uninformed, and a lot of people that don't really care for Stan, other than other than Royce, them checking out, and because I hate Stans, the psycho ones. They'll know Royce. They know Royce.
Yeah.
They know Joe, but none of them really mentioned Crook.
No.
Or Joel, for that matter.
Yeah. That's you know why they mentioned Joe, because there's a whole beef there.
Right.
And, you know, and Royce, obviously, because You Bad Meets Evil. So I don't know why, as much as he's worked with Slaughterhouse and had
Royce,
you know,
I think Royce, because the beef he had with D12 and all that shit, and because
Bad Meets Evil, they've got a whole album that's together. So
well, no, they mention him, like they like him, and also because of the Gangstar stuff he's done, his own stuff, Bar Exams, where he was not with him.
I mean, just like the stands in general, like they
like
fuck with him because I mean he's got so much with him, but to, I don't know.
The stands are all over Crook too.
Oh, they are.
And it's hoping that M will see them.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. But I think that's where Crook's, like, his patience.
I call him King Patience. Myself, I'm like,
and
King
sense
Patience.
of humor with it is amazing, because it drives me fucking crazy every day. You know, hey, you know, good morning, RC. What's the rap discussion today? How are you doing? Just like a general kind of how's everyone doing?
Hey, what did M eat today?
Yeah.
I love the Black Friday questions. Like, what's he gonna get for Black Friday?
Yeah, when's
toothbrush? Okay.
When's Marshall's new album coming out? It's like, shut up. Just listen to some other artists first of all, and appreciate the other music that's going on. Listen to Crook's music, because it's pretty clear a lot of you are.
Right. And I love him with Diz. You know, my brother Diz, man. Yeah. I love his beats. The other thing about Crook is he'll post our stuff on his Instagram page.
Yeah.
You know, like if I got my merch, he posts a picture. He posts picture Morgan's, you know, stuff.
This one.
Yeah. My shirt my son made me, it got messed up, so he's getting me another one. But I don't see any other artists doing that.
No, I mean,
regular fan people.
You do feel really, really appreciated, and it's, you know, which is really nice.
Right, and his whole family is just amazing.
Yeah.
Like, even Mad Men raps good too. Like,
well, yeah, the whole family, the family business stuff that they're doing is amazing too.
They're all lyrical monsters.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I love Sauce the Boss. He's hilarious. He cracks me up. Their cousin. Oh my God. But yeah, their whole family is just amazing, talented. It's almost like they're the Jackson 5 of hip hop, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like the lyricists, like I think they're when you look at groups like Slaughterhouse, there's a lot of people overlook his brothers. Shoe Gang. They're lyrical monsters.
They are.
Yeah.
It's I love it. I love their stuff.
Lyricists of the year, lyrics are what they fear. They shivering, I can hear them. I did it another year. I'm switching another gear. I'm bumping M in the hood. Your theory get nothing.
I love the stuff they've come out with recently.
Right.
But I love what Crook too does in terms of sharing his knowledge, you know, like with his experience.
Right.
You know, he did that live last week, that interview, and you know, so much of it is just, you know, what I have learned. This is for young artists
so you don't make the same mistakes. Yeah.
You know, and his taking, kind of going, I'm an OG, I've been here for a long time. I want to pay it forward. I want to, you know, make sure that the younger generation coming up can succeed and, you know, learn how to do it and learn how to be better with it.
Right. We talk about how competitive, you know, hip hop is in the first place, and not that Crook's not, but he also, it's a nice balance between him going, you know, I'm the best too, but here, let me help you so you can get where I am, because I've been doing this a while. So that's what I love about the balance he's got.
It's because he really cares about the culture, and he understands that this genre, the industry is hell on these young kids. They're not teaching them right. They're just letting them go off and do stupid shit.
Well, it uses them up until there's nothing left, instead of, you know, setting them up for something great.
Yeah. He did a live recently on Instagram after he did that interview, and he pulled King Blitz into there, and I was just so happy because Blitz texted me immediately afterward. He's like, I hope you recorded that, and I'm like,
Blitz was so excited about that.
I told him, I said, Crook, we'll post it after, believe me, and we'll record it. But the information he gave him, like Blitz called, like voice text me on my phone. He's like, oh my God, I had to write all that stuff down. Oh shit, like he's really, oh man, I gotta give the king his props. He's like, I can't believe he took me in there and gave me all those jewels. Yeah. I would love to see other older artists that have been in the game that long do stuff like that, but Crook is really a one of a kind. That's why he deserves his flowers.
Yeah, and approaching it too, where he's competitive in the right way. He's competitive on the mic, understanding the competition that goes with it, and that hip hop,
it's in the booth.
It's, you know, you need to have that competition,
right?
But it's like you say, it's in the booth, it's in the songs, but there's respect between the, you know, unless there's like a beef going on, you know, but there's a genuine respect, and actually the more artists who are coming up who can add to that is a good thing,
right? As opposed to these artists that are out here like, I am your old, you know, blah blah blah. Jay-Z ain't rapping like he da da da. It's like, dude, like if you were to shut your mouth and listen to what some of these older cats are talking about, you might learn to go to Crook's page and peep game from Crook, right? Because he's giving it for free.
Right. For free. I mean, that's like huge, for free. Like, all you gotta do is listen. Like,
you gotta, like, you know, a lot of industries, you want that kind of knowledge, you gotta pay to listen to people.
Right.
do talks like that and give that kind of advice, you know.
And you got to work towards building those relationships so people to even get like insider knowledge, and Crook's over here giving it out, just, you know.
Not just the music tips, but also health tips, like
lifestyle.
Hey, it's okay to go to the doctor. Like, we don't like saying we have to go to the, you know, it's okay to, you know, let's eat healthy, post a salad today, let's eat healthy, that kind of stuff. And the being sober is these kids out here that are out here with the lean and the pills and all that, and making music about nothing but that. I wish they would just pay attention and be like, well, let me see what the OG's talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, maybe I could have the same type of longevity Crook has in the game.
Because otherwise what you get is a cycle of artists who come in, they're big for a year or two, and then they drop off because they don't have, on one side, a lot of them don't have necessarily the skill to kind of keep going with it. You know, they ride a wave of popularity or whatever.
Right.
But if they're not getting the advice and they're not getting the tips, you know, how to deal with it, how to cope in the industry, how to deal with rejection, how to make contacts, how to behave in the right way, how to look after yourself,
right,
you know, and otherwise, you know, this idea of artists coming up and staying in the game is something we're not going to see very much anymore.
Right. I tell a lot of the young artists, YouTube artists that I talk to that ask me advice, I tell them you should pay attention to what Crook says, because he's giving it. Another thing is, like, I don't know how, I mean, he's got, I can't even count how many songs this dude has. Crook has hundreds and hundreds of features. I mean, he did like what, 80 some last year alone?
Something like that.
Something like that. Okay, so, and going back all the way to the beginning, Barack Obama, man, I don't know how many favorites I got. I can literally not. I did a list last year of my top 20, I think it was 2020 songs of that year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was hard for me to even pick then. But if I gotta go all the way back, I mean, because Hood Star is one of my favorite albums still to this day, and that's an old one. Very old. God, I'm listening to Pistol Grip right now, and that's one of my Pistol Grip.
Right.
Oh my God, purple on my lap at all time. Fools me. Oh God, I love that song. I mean, I think I always tell Crook, you are to me the modern day Tupac.
Yeah.
In what you rap about, you could do your gangster shit, but you can also do your serious. Let's speak on the atrocities of what's going on in our Black communities and our people. I said you're united, like Pac was. He was also down with the Mexicans and the Blacks and all that stuff, and whites and whatever. I said, like, you really are, and I think people don't see it, but you really are like the modern day Tupac if people would actually listen to what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not the same style.
No,
of course not. But
he has that ability
to pull from the soul. And a lot of his songs that he'll rap about, his touching ones, like You Was Supposed To.
Mm-hmm.
Songs like that, man, they connect with me inside really like that.
Yeah.
Like I just.
Yeah, I don't feel that. I mean, you know, Crook, I every time I think I've heard everything,
he surprises you, huh?
I'm just like, okay, there's more, which is cool because there's always, you know, new songs to listen to.
Right.
But I don't know if people, you know, a lot of people will go, oh yeah, he's a really great lyricist, and they focus on the, you know, the technical side, and they don't realize that actually he has an incredible range of songs.
Right. Life of a Bandana.
On the different topics. Like it's not just
syllable rhyming.
Like he's got some very powerful songs. It's like on a whole range of stuff, and I don't know if that's something that, you know, people realize.
Right. I cried when I first heard it, only because I know what that lifestyle's like, and
it's an incredible storytelling song. I mean, it's
it's mind-boggling that he decided to come as the bandana, the rag.
Yeah.
Like the aspect of the rag. Who thinks of that shit? Like
so the concept of it, just to come up with it.
right.
Yeah.
They changed my color, my dye now. Oh my God. I was like, this song, and it had me in tears, especially at the end when it said, teach your child not to kill my child.
Right.
I was just like floored.
Yeah.
Storytelling. The other one he did, Train Tracks. Is that
That's what I was gonna bring up. Yeah, the one with that's got like the short video, the like mini video with it or whatever.
Yeah.
Right, with the kid in the train. Oh my God, man, that
where his
song
parents
tore me
are
up.
killed or whatever, and
he's good at. He's so good at painting pictures.
Yeah,
with his music,
Trump.
you know, it's so like it's so vivid, you know, you can really see it, you can feel it.
And that's what I mean by he's like the modern day Tupac, because Tupac had Brenda's Got a Baby, and when he spit it, you could see it. You could see in the video and all that. Like people are like, what do you mean? He's like, he's the modern day Tupac. And I'm like, I'm not saying he's out here making shit like hit him up and all that, dear mama, but he is in essence the same, where he could do something like that and it just gut wrenches you. And then he could do the other shit where you're like, damn, that shit is hard. You know what I mean? I think people don't really look like, I don't know, maybe I just view shit differently.
But I think it's that. I think he's maybe got a bit of a reputation amongst the people who haven't listened to him as much as someone they go, yeah, I respect his technical ability, I respect him as a lyricist, but that's kind of as far as it goes, right? They haven't gone into it.
They're like, you know, my spiritual miracle stuff type of rhyming, and I'm like, he's so much more than that. You're
not listening. If that's what you think he is, you haven't really listened.
Right.
You're not digging in deep enough.
Yeah,
exactly. We got multiple people that came and posted their appreciations that you will see on this video that feel the same way we do about Crook.
Yeah, I think it's so nice to see how many people appreciate him in not just the music, but you know, that through the community and everything, and that's, I think, you know, so nice.
I want to give a big shout out to Sean. Yeah, R.I.P. Sean's Twitter. I miss you on Twitter.
We miss you on Twitter. Yeah.
God, but I talk to him all the time, and he gave a really nice one. Shout out to Hell's one. She's been real supportive of Crook.
Yeah.
And Gracie and stuff, but I just feel like if you're not familiar with Crook, and as far as his other stuff, I would urge you to start at the beginning, go through his whole discography. Like, I mean, there's the mixtapes are insane. I love his mixtapes too, but just check him out, and
I think you'll be surprised at the range. Yeah.
He's got different stuff.
Yeah. And then, you know, even on that level, if you don't fuck with his music, I mean, at least you follow him for just the community alone, because he's always shouting out other artists. He gives flowers to everybody. So I mean, like, we're fans alone on not just him but his music. But if his music really isn't your thing, then I mean, at least check him out as a person, because he's amazing even in that aspect, just outside of the music.
And check out his Crook's Corner. He's going to be bringing that back up.
That was great news.
Check out the interviews he gives, because you could literally learn more about him, which might make you want to decide, hey, maybe I should give his music another try just by hearing, because where he comes from,
if you love hip hop, you've got, you know, a community that he runs. Basically, he
cultivates it. He grows. He gives us a space to grow, even as, because we're not artists, but you know, just as people who love that genre, that community.
And we know not everyone
a good space for us to do that. So,
and not everyone agrees on the music, and not everyone has the same opinions, but it's a respectful place if you want to talk to it and you want to meet people, and have that, just join in on that. So, come
agree.
join, because it is fun.
It is fun. Some of my favorite songs, I don't know, what are your, I can give a whole list, but.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, we should all name our favorite Crook stuff. My favorite Crook song is the Dream Tapes. I just think it's too perfect. I listen to it every day. Like, seriously, I don't think there's a day since it came out that I haven't listened to it. It's just a masterpiece in pretty much every way, what he does with it. I think my favorite album actually overall is Good versus Evil. I love the concept of it. I love that he creates this world, and what's so scary is how it's not actually that like far away from what you can see happening. Like it's I was listening to it. I was listening to it earlier, and on Welcome to Planet X, guys. And it's like, this is how it all started. The middle class was evaporated, the filthy rich and the dirt poor. And, you look at in the last year, the billionaires have massively increased their wealth, and people are struggling. And, what he's able to do in that album of creating this world.
The whole concept is like in the future with the racism and what the cops are doing, government are doing.
Except it's not the future. I mean, it's in the future he talks about, but then like you think about like, oh my God, that actually it's kind of happening now. Yeah,
exactly. It almost feels so relevant.
That's why he did it, to make it seem like it's in the future, but if you really listen to it, it's what's going on now. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of also a glimpse of what could be later on in the future. He's talking about the RoboCops, stuff like that. They already got Robo-Dog cops.
Yeah.
In New York.
I love the production on that album. It's it's like quite ominous beats sometimes. Some of his cadences and stuff are just,
oh God,
you have like, there's songs there where I get halfway through the song and I have to start again. Like, you're constantly like, oh my God, that bit there, like even just like the last 10 seconds, I have to listen to it again because it's just so incredible what he just did. I love that album. I just think it's
I don't know. I got so many even features that he's on. Like I gotta say, feature that I love, one of my favorites is Take It Back. What is it? Hold on, let me see. Let me get to it. Yaya's another favorite of mine. I'm doing Yaya featuring Kxng Crooked. Like let me put, like, I'm gonna do a 10-second.
I'm thinking of a different one.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a 10-second.
Who's it featured with?
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna do a 10-second little play. You guys could probably hear it. But it's one of my favorites. Can you hear it?
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, so you go to his part.
Everywhere I go, I rap the shit talking on the coffin beats often. Everywhere I go, studio, Paxton, Atlanta's Rap Foundation.
Okay, I can't find it. Hold on, I don't want to get copyright claim. Anyways, Yaya's one of my favorite. Take my city. I love that one. I take my city everywhere that I go. You know what I mean? Underrated. Durand and NORAD and Crook. I love that song. But album-wise, I still bump Hoodstar. I love Hard, the EP.
That's great. Yeah.
Because I relate to it, especially Losing My Mind. That song reminds me so much of my childhood and even my kids because of my addiction. When he says my mom running out because her blow
got shorter.
Low. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So and then
the chemistry with Joel too on that is just
right.
So good.
Just to show you that, I mean, they're from two different sides of the country. Joel's from
going through the same shit. And then Flag. I love Flag. It's my type of political type of music. He's talking about the bullshit that's going on. Then he's also got some G shit on there. You know what I mean? And then a touchy heartfelt one where You Was Supposed To for Tamir Rice.
Mhm.
That's
it had me in
incredible.
tears. Had me in tears, that song, because I could just picture, like, yeah, he was supposed to go to his prom.
Where
he
his life was
go
supposed to be.
college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah, he was
robbed of
supposed
it.
to live. There's so many. All the weeklies I love. Like, I fucking love. And probably some that people probably wouldn't think of. They're like, oh yeah, I Love You is one of my favorites. I'm like, Bishop. I love Bishop. You know what I mean?
My favorite from the weeklies is Storm, I think. Off volume
Storm is
2.
good.
Been listening
Storm
to
is
that
good.
a lot.
For me, I probably would go with I love Bishop. I love Pistol Grip 96 G's. Up to the Sun. God, there's this one though that I really, really love. Legend.
My problem is always that I just can't remember song titles.
I can't remember side titles. As I'm looking through here, I'm going, oh, I like Once Upon a Time in the LBC, City Lights.
Legend
Yeah.
is the one
Yeah,
I love.
I just can't remember song titles. I crap at remembering song titles.
I know. I have to look at the track list and then
Right.
I kind of remember
I
which
mean,
one. Yeah.
I got a playlist that's called It's Crook, and they, for some reason, Apple took off Flag off of, I don't know
not
what.
put it back.
I don't know. Let me look. I thought it was still off. Yeah, it's still not on. But also Gravitas. I love that album.
Oh yeah, that's good.
But
Really
so
good stuff.
Right.
I got 184.
Oh god,
songs.
there was a whole conversation about
How
that.
with Jason about that.
Yeah.
About
How do you say gravitas?
Gravitas.
That's how I say it. I mean,
Gravitas.
Gravitas.
Is it Gravitas?
No.
Gravitas.
You said it
It's
right.
Gravitas, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember that whole conversation with Jason on Twitter? He's like, I never knew people didn't know how to say that. Gravitas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Gravitas.
Morgan, what's your favorites?
I haven't been through his whole discography, so what I've heard is just, I mean, Hard, the whole thing with Joelle, and like I said, I listened to City Lights a lot, and Lie to Me, which are brand new. Those are new from last year, or the Lie to Me is new from last year, but that I really like Lie to Me. I listen to it all the time.
No Sleep Gang. Have you heard that one?
Yes,
I love that
see.
one.
See, I'm just bad at names. I just
I'll send you my playlist, and you can just let it play through.
Because I've heard tons. Sometimes I don't listen to. I'm kind of bad about not listening to things from front to back. Sometimes I'll go in and go, oh, that sounds like it sounds good, and I'll play it, and like, oh, I love that, and I'll put it on my playlist, and I'll continue to listen to it, but then I don't go back and listen to the rest. So I gotta get in and just because I did start at the beginning, and I had listened to the first couple ones he put out, and then I skipped back to what he's been putting out lately, because I'm still fairly new to Crook, in the sense, not like Maria's been.
Yeah. No, I'm the same, and the last year and a bit's been a real fire in terms of going through Crook stuff.
We knew about Crook when he was first coming up, especially more so out in the West Coast, right? Because he's West Coast,
right?
I remember the radio interviews he did with Death Row, Shady, also with Murder Inc. when he was with them. I remember those coming out. So, and then being in California, I remember people like, hey, have you heard this guy? His name, and so I've been listening to him for a long time. I'm just really thankful that now I can actually talk with him,
right?
Whether it's on social media or not, because I was always a big fan. I always thought, for me, I think Crook is all of the West Coast, probably the best lyricist there is in the West Coast. He's like the best lyrical rapper. I felt like he should have been on Mount Rushmore because he's been active 20 plus years. I would have taken maybe somebody off of it and put him on, but it's not my album too.
You mean Westmore?
Is it Westmore?
It's Westmore.
Yeah.
I know you say Rushmore, and I'm like,
I always
Is
say
she talking about the
Rushmore
actual Rushmore? Or is she talking about
because
the
Yeah.
I always
Cube?
I guess because when they're doing Westmore, they're talking about like this is the Mount
Exactly,
Rushmore
yeah.
of the
Right.
West
I mean,
Coast.
that's
Yeah.
the whole point. Yeah.
Right.
Westmore.
So yeah, I would have.
I knew what you meant.
I think Cube belongs on it. Shit, I'll go ahead and let Snoop be on it. I definitely think Too Short deserves to be on it because he's probably been out the longest before any of them. E40, I'm saying I love E40, but I think
You'd replace him with Crook.
yeah, definitely. I would replace Snoop and keep E40.
I love how you're like, I'll let him be on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really want him on there. I'll just let
It's
him.
okay. Just
no,
whatever.
because I listen to more E40 than I do Snoop.
Mm.
Okay, so I would pick E40, Crook, Ice Cube, Too Short by Snoop.
Yeah.
And it's no offense to Snoop. It's
Total
just,
offense. It's gonna take total offense, that's Maria.
I love Snoop's older shit. I did like his new stuff. I thought it was fun.
Fun.
You know, fun.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's
better
nice.
better than other older artists that have put shit out, I think. But I think Crook is a more skilled, better rapper than Snoop Dogg is.
It used to be parks. It used to be jungle gyms. Now they just stories passed down orally from my great grandmother Nim.
As I said, I'd like to see the conversation of Crook. I'd like to see it change from people just thinking of him as purely a lyrical,
Me too.
you know, to actually saying, yes, he is that, but he's everything else too, you know, and that you don't, it's not one or the other. You can be both. Like, just because you're incredibly skilled lyrically doesn't mean you can't also.
He's an MC.
Right.
He could do fast, he could do slow, he could do meaningful, he could do G, he could do I'm gonna fuck you up on this track type of shit. He's a well-rounded MC.
Exactly.
That's what an MC is, and he is one of the elite in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
absolutely.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm sorry, CC. You call me a stan all you want, but it's fact.
And we definitely look like we are, so that's
I know.
a way to do it.
You know what?
I got my
Fuck it.
CLD.
Yeah.
There's
I don't
CLB.
care. You know, for me, it's just I love Crook. I love the movement. I love everything he does.
Right.
So
Allie's even wearing a Horseshoe Gang shirt, aren't you?
I am indeed
Yeah.
wearing a Horseshoe
I
Gang
had-
shirt.
I had mine's on the other day. Mine's is white. I should have got a gray though, because the
Yeah,
white.
it's I like the
I
gray.
got
gray.
my Shoe Gang sweater back here.
Yeah, there we go.
I really
Hoodie.
need new merch from them. And King Crooked, please, damn it, please put out the damn COB robe and the red COB hats, please.
I wonder why we don't have
Please,
the COB
please,
house
please.
shoes.
Oh man.
Yeah, there's something. Yeah.
See, that's something I would support because I sit outside every morning in my robe in the backyard because they can't see because it's a wooden fence.
Yeah.
I wake up, brush my teeth, wash my face, put on my robe, come out, drink my Pepsi because that's my caffeine in the morning, smoke my smoke, and just listen to music in my robe. I need a COB robe. I need some COB house shoes, and I need different color hats. Like I need a burgundy and a red. Please, Crook. Like, let's get this merch going, man.
I just need some family business shit. That's what I'm
Me
waiting
too.
on.
I
Yeah,
need more.
yeah.
I need family business, but I definitely need more Horseshoe Gang too, or Shoe
Mm.
Right.
Gang. Now, especially since they changed their name to Shoe
Shoe
Gang,
Gang.
I'm glad I have a Horseshoe Gang shirt because that'll.
That's why I
always
wanted
be-
this one. Yeah.
But we need some Shoe Gang merch.
We need some Shoe Gang. We definitely need some family business stuff. So, let us know when it's ready because we'll buy it.
Shit, I would buy Sauce the Boss merch if he had like saucy, some stuff that had to do with sauce in it, and Boss. I would definitely buy that.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Yeah.
sauce, hot sauce.
Oh,
you know,
We talk about how versatile, Crook is. You give him any beat, and I swear to God,
He's gonna tear it up.
yes, it doesn't even
Yeah.
matter. Like, and people always like, yeah, I'm gonna bring M to this because we bring Eminem into everything. About his beats being terrible or his production being terrible. But like, even if you think the beat and the production is just ridiculous, you put Crook and even Kxng on there, and they destroy it every time. Like,
right.
Those beats are just, they works for them, and that's the whole point. Is that, you know, they're beats that work for them, and you love, because, you know, so much of Crook, you know, his cadence and all that, and he just sort of like the way he approaches that beat is so, you know, it's very different to a lot of the other stuff, but it works, and he just takes it and goes, this is mine, and I'm script.
I don't think people realize that the weeklies were off the dome. Like, he didn't write, like he would go,
he just go into the booth and
in the booth, and he also records in the booth in complete darkness. Like, he's not looking at a phone, he's not looking at paper, he just spits in darkness. That's the testament too of how great he is. I mean, that he could do that. I
love hearing stuff like that, though, and that's why I love the Crook's Corner interviews. It's all of that, you know. It's how different MCs approach writing, recording, how they come up with it, how they conceive of things, how they write their rhymes, how they construct a verse. Like, I love hearing.
It's not just the money side of it, you know, like when you get on like some kind of like Jimmy Kimmel or, you know, the late night shows, it's all about promoting albums or promoting something they're on. It's never about like who they are and how they make their art. So
and those are the conversations that I want to hear. I want to hear, you know, that I think the Crook's Corner with M is the best M interview like I've ever seen, because he's just sitting there talking about being an MC and the craft of it and the love of it and approaching beats and rhymes and how and that to me
it literally sounds like a conversation. Like we're privileged to be able to sit in on something that might normally be private, but it's recorded and we get to watch it and we get to be a part of that. And I love that about Crook's Corner alone, because it's like letting us in to something that could be very private, but
it does feel like
to let us watch it.
You're just watching two friends, two MCs who respect each other having a really good conversation, and that that insight is, I love it, because, you know, part of it, you know, one aspect, I love many aspects of hip hop, but one aspect I love of it is the technical side of it, and, you know, trying to understand how they've done the rhymes and how they've written it and how they've constructed a verse, and, you know, to be able to have, like you say, that opportunity to listen to them talk about it is fantastic.
I think for me, I really love is I love This Is My Story. I find every time I listen to him that I have so much more in common with him. Like my kids and I lived in the studio by ourselves, just me and my 4 kids, the struggle, being homeless. But I just love that he's out here telling his story, and the way he does it, it's almost like, I don't know if people realize this, but he's kind of a trendsetter.
Right. Well, the weeklies were a trend, were when they started, right?
And then RC community,
right?
The COB, it spread through different chapters in different cities, different countries. COB Australia, COB New Zealand, like but the stuff that I really, really like is when he's telling his story.
Well, it humanizes him. So, you know, like a lot of people, they look up to these artists that and they don't realize they're people. They put them on a pedestal. They idolize them. And Crook has a way of showing, okay, put me up there, whatever, but I'm still a person who go, you know, in his Instagram stories, you see him at the store getting his own groceries. Like, he doesn't have like this huge entourage or, you know, people getting shit for him, because he's just a human being who lives like everybody else. And I think that's great to see that they're not superheroes. They're not, you know, extraordinary in a sense like that. They're just people.
I just like to, it's not for that reason. I just like to hear, like, it just his come up. Like, that's what makes me happy. It's like, I'm super happy for him that from where he came from, the struggle, to where he's at now.
Right. I love Dear Music. That I listen to
It-
that song all the time.
It's a blessing, and I just I'm super happy for him in that, and his brother.
It's he really does have a way of drawing you in and
Right.
making you feel part of something, and that's a gift, and not many artists have that. And that's like
Right.
musically and just the way that he runs everything else. You
Yeah.
feel kind of quite, you know, grateful. Like, I'm really grateful to be part of the RC community.
Me
and
too.
and
Me
all that,
too,
you know,
definitely.
and that all comes from him.
Oh shit. I keep messing this up. I'm so sorry. It's just
I was making a
can't-
very deep and important point, and you went
Here
That's
you
all
are,
right.
fucking with
No.
your camera.
I agree though. I agree with you. I'm really grateful for the RC community. I'm grateful for the people I've met through it. You too, CC, Nick V.
Nick B.
Even though there's times her and I don't see eye to eye, but I appreciate her. Shadowlands I met before that, but Miss Shadowlands, my ride or die. Hal's, especially Hal's ones, but I met her before that too through Shoe Gang in the IG lives. But Sean and Jason also, like, very grateful I met them through the.
I would say this, Jason was my very first interaction on Twitter, and it was off of a Crook post. He's the first person to follow me, and I don't.
cool.
He's not on, very often, but when he's on, it's always nice to hear what Jason has to say too.
Right.
But
I talked to him more in the corner, him and I and Jade and Sean in the corner than I do on Twitter. Yeah, I miss Sean on Twitter though.
I didn't get to interact with Sean much on Twitter. He dipped out, shortly after.
He would post every week on the year anniversary
of when a weekly dropped.
Each song. Each song that dropped.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then he was just so funny. Him and I would just talk a lot of shit.
He was in our group chat for like half a day.
Half a day.
Yeah, he told me, he's like, I'm not staying, right? I said, yeah, I know.
You have to have a certain mindset to cope with what goes on in there, I guess.
Yeah.
But for anyone who doesn't, listen to Crook, and like Morgan said, if you don't like his music, just join the RC community because it's fun.
Right. I don't think I don't see anyone not liking any of it.
Right, there's gonna be something in there.
Because
you probably find, if you like hip hop, you'll find something in Crook's music to like.
He has something for everyone, every style of fan. Like if you're a lyrical syllable person that likes lyrical rap, he has that. If you're a person that likes that street stuff, he has that. But if you don't, you don't like it,
Maria will silently judge you. But
yeah, we'll all silently judge you.
Maybe not silently. She might actually call you out on it. But
we might be silent. Maria will
yeah. But I'll still respect you guys, I guess, for it.
But Crook, we love you.
Thank you.
You're great. Thank you.
I just want to say, Crook, I really appreciate everything that you have done, everything you say, the conversations we've had. I really appreciate you doing the intro for me. I appreciate the offer on the backyard concert. I just
we all do.
I just really would never take for granted our friendship or what our communication or anything that if I've ever do step the line, I know you will say something to me. But I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for all the incredible music. I want to thank you for just being open with us, having conversations with us, and giving us a platform to be able to discuss music in a respectful, adult manner.
Yeah.
I know that there are some people that go on there that act childish, and especially if they go off on you, I know you probably get like, oh shit, here comes Maria. She's going to go off on him. But
It makes me wonder, like, because when we get into it, on some of those comments, and he's still tagged in there. I'm sure he's got it muted by that point. But like, we're just in like a hole. And I'm thinking we get like 3 or 4 threads into it, and I'm like, maybe we should untag Crook.
I try to untag him. I know there was this one time Sean and I don't know who it was, but Sean and I kept going off on this and then Sean's like, yeah, he's probably not even paying attention.
He's got to mute it by now.
No, and then he goes, I'm gonna take off now. And Crook came in and was like with the buy sign.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, you watch. I know you pay attention.
You're there. I think sometimes he probably just finds, when the conversation has left him and it's just like, us going on somewhere, and he's probably just sitting there like. Well,
and some of that's kind of the point, like, can he post stuff like that? It's not necessarily the interaction with him. And some people get off on, like, they're like, no, we're talking to Crook. No, sometimes he's just trying to open a conversation for other people to talk about, not necessarily have him involved, because that's not what the community is about. It's about all of us.
He wants to see what we think. That's the whole reason why he does questions like, what do you think? It's really because he really wants to know what we think. He already knows what he thinks. Do you know what I mean? Like, if he asks, do you like this, this, and this? Blah, blah, blah. He already knows his answer to it, but he wants to know what we like.
Yeah.
But I just want to say thank you. I got mad respect for you, Crook. Love. Mad respect for your whole family. Like, I really appreciate the interactions we have, all the music, the jokes. Thank you for being who you are.
Thank you for Sober House. Because that was amazing. Thank you for the RC community, because I wouldn't have these 2 crazy people in my life. So that would be sad, because they're great. But yeah, huge respect. Keep doing what you're doing, because the music is incredible. What you do for hip hop is incredible.
I'm looking forward to the documentary. I was gonna say
you dropped that on us, and now we're like, okay, now I got something else to look forward to. You get Crook's Corner coming back, and then you drop the documentary, and I'm like, stop teasing us.
Yeah, I think he said he might bring back Sober House too when he posted.
Yeah, I think he had something along those lines.
He's hinted at a few things like that. Yeah.
But I just want to say, this last year, that the whole pandemic, it was hard on so many people. I dipped very deep into depression that I had previously gotten myself out of, and Crook waiting for those daily posts was the highlight of my day every day, to go, I'm just waiting for Crook to go, what's the rap discussion today, so I can get in there and be like, well, what are they talking about? Like, I want to learn so much. So like, I just want to say thank you for that. Thank you for giving me something to look forward to in a year that's been just total shit on everybody. And then being able to help, connect me with people who also share the same passion, the same love for something that I don't find, that you can't find here, or that we're not able to just because of lockdowns and shit like that. So
I gotta say, no nonsense. Hip hop was created because of Crook and what he did for us in the RC community, the talks that we have with him, and I gotta thank him for that. I thank you, Crook, for our No Nonsense podcast, because of you in the RC community, we ended up doing a group chat called RCs. We changed it to No Nonsense because I don't know if you trademarked it, and then we created our own server for No Nonsense, and it's all because of you.
Inspired by wanting to have the conversations and have that community,
or wanting to help spread that, to be able to do what you do, maybe not on the same level, but
not even
obviously not on the same level. But I mean, just a little branch off your massive tree of knowledge, just to have our own little space on there. So you helped.
You inspired it.
Yeah, and you gave I'm not always comfortable in front of a camera or talking to people, so just having that to get the opportunity, the platform to try to get over that, I mean, just helps tremendously.
Yeah, and I'm still learning a lot about hip hop. I've been listening to it since the 80s, 79, 80, but I'm still learning, and Crook provides that for me.
Right. All the time he's saying something like, really? Really? That's what that, that happened? Just a
Yeah.
bunch of
Yeah.
like the Suge stuff. People have such a
I never had a problem with Suge.
yeah, but
That's
there's like
the
this
thing.
huge, like a huge thing against, on
Mhm.
No,
that
I,
image
I,
and being able to hear it directly from someone who had a relationship with him. That
yeah, I remember in Cali when he would take the trucks with toys and he would do like, he did a lot for for his community. He was an asshole to people he didn't like, but he was good to this community, and he was not like Diddy. His artists had shit. Like I give Suge mad props. He was a bit on the crazy side in the sense where if you fuck with him, he's gonna fuck you up. But hey, I never had issue with Suge.
But I mean, yeah, the RC community is very welcoming too, in the sense
Yes.
of, it doesn't matter how long you've been listening, if you're new,
Right.
you're old, whatever, ask
Where you're
questions.
from.
There's no judgment. It's just, if you
Yeah.
love it,
no
come
matter
enjoy
your
it.
age,
Yeah.
where you grew up in the country or what country you grew up in,
Right.
how new
Yeah.
you are to hip hop or how or anything like that. And if you don't know where to find the RC community, follow Crook, follow his
We're there.
post, you'll
We're
find
there.
us.
Yes.
Follow us, because our
Well, obviously,
Yeah.
yes,
Twitter
too.
handles
Yes.
are there, and we're
follow us. So
fine.
put the bell on, and you'll get a noti when we comment on Crook's post.
Yeah.
And you'll know where the RC's at.
Yeah.
What's all this? Follow Crook. Follow
Yeah.
us, damn it.
Yeah, come on, we're way more fun. Not.
we are
well,
the
actually-
ones that talk shit, though.
I mean,
We-
you're gonna find us all over. Just
some of the
Being
threads
petty
we
as
are
shit.
involved. Yeah, some of the threads we are involved in on Twitter are hilarious. Literally, they're ridiculous. So join us in that. Maria's lost it. We're finishing the episode how we started it.
No, I'm thinking
We've got
of
giggles.
Shadowlands when she starts going crazy.
oh,
I'm
she's
like,
an instigator. I
I'm
swear.
like, fuck, poor Crook, man. She's
Uh-huh.
got Crook and 50 other people in her posts, and she's just going on and on and on. I love you, Shadow, man. Oh,
Which,
God.
wherever shadow is, trouble follows. I swear.
Yeah. She
yes.
definitely finds it.
I used to be like that, and then Shadow came in.
It's great though. I love it. When
I'm
she'll
like-
come in the grape chat and she'll drop a tweet and she goes, "Guys, you got to get in here." We're like, "All right, let's go see
Right.
what's going on."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad that she's at that now, because I mean I have to talk shit when I get really mad. Then I'll be like, fuck you, that's just me, fuck off, fuck you, blah blah blah, I'm off. But she'll go on and on, and I just, man, I love her. But there was a couple of tweets I had in mind while I was cracking up.
Yeah.
She posts that, do you want me to kill them?
I love that meme.
Right? It just cracks me up. I'm like, yes, I do. I want you to.
But
Yeah.
back to Crook. Like, if you're looking for music, I think Maria's got a few. You said you have some playlists, right? Is it on Apple or Spotify?
Yeah, I got on Apple and Spotify. I got it on Napster, and I use Band.
So you might
Yeah.
want to. Maybe we'll post.
I'll post them.
your. Okay, and then
Yeah.
Hell Ones also has, isn't it? Yeah, she's the one that has a bunch of.
She's got a Crook playlist too.
And then
Yeah.
is it Ricky? Who is it?
Ricky.
Or Ricky?
Yeah, Ricky's got one.
Ricky's got one too. So I mean, if you're looking for some playlists, those are three great people to follow and look for.
Yeah.
If you want to get a start into getting into his music.
Right, and we post other music too, but I will post my Crook playlist from Spotify and from Apple today on Twitter. And I'll pin. I don't know. Maybe I should pin the Spotify one because more people have access to Spotify than
Yeah,
Apple.
that might be a good. That might be a good way. Yeah,
I'll
and then
spin-
people can have that.
Yeah, I'll pin the Spotify playlist, so it'll be easy for you guys to find.
Yeah,
I think I got like 200 tracks on that.
Cool. But yeah, like if you and let us know. For those of you who do love Crook, especially, feedback. What's your favorite Crook song? What's your favorite album? Keep giving him
Comments.
Keep giving him all the love, because he deserves it. Comment, like, subscribe, follow us on social media, get involved in the RCs. It is a really, really fun community.
Very, very fun.
And other than that, until next time.
Right.
Peace, love, and
See ya.
respect.
I'm hard with the bars, but if lyricism isn't in your cards, disregard. My conversation shift the constellation. God knew I was serious, so he put me in charge of the stars.
Yo, Crook, this is Hell1. I just want to let you know that I really appreciate you and respect you so much. You are like the best host on Twitter for like a community. And I just feel welcome there with the RCs and just talking about rap. And everybody's just diverse and just awesome and accepting. And I really like that. Also, I just can't wait for your new album. I know I keep bugging you about it. I'm sorry, but I'm just anxious. And I hope everything turns out the way you want it to be, okay? And you get all the features that you want. Again, just really respect you, Crook. Take care.